The motion to consider Committee Report Number 298 submitted by the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the committee report. Majority Leader. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the measure.
Committee Report 298, Rare Committee Case Numbers P-2025-06 and SC-2025-07, Findings and Recommendations of the Committee on the matter of Representative Francisco Kiko A. Barzaga.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Ethics and Privileges, Representative J.C. M. Abalos.
The Honorable Abalos recognized for his sponsorship.
Madam Speaker, distinguished members of this august chamber, ladies and gentlemen, I rise today on behalf of the Committee on Ethics and Privileges to sponsor Committee Report Number 298 on the consolidated cases involving Committee Case Number 6 and Committee Case Number 7. The dignity, integrity, and reputation of the House of Representatives must be safeguarded at all times. Legislative discipline is exercised not merely to punish, but to preserve the honor of this institution and to protect the public trust. While we welcome the dynamism and energy of our younger members, this innovation must never cross into disorderly behavior that breaches parliamentary decorum. To provide a brief background on these consolidated cases, on the 25th of December 2025, Representative Janet L. Garin filed a petition against Representative Francisco Kiko A. Barzaga for disorderly behavior, violations of the House rules, and Republic Act Number 6713, which is Committee Case Number 6. On the 29th of September 2025, Representative Barzaga filed a reciprocal sworn complaint against Representative Garin for conduct unbecoming of a member, which is Committee Case Number 7. On the 19th of November 2025, the committee formally consolidated both cases to ensure a unified and orderly review. On February 3, 2026, the committee dismissed Committee Case Number 7 due to the clear non-interest of Representative Barzaga to pursue his complaint against Representative Garin. The committee considered the absence of Representative Barzaga at the formal hearing despite prior notice as lack of interest in pursuing his case against Representative Garin. It declared Representative Barzaga in default and to have waived his right to a hearing. On a duly seconded motion, there being no objection, the committee unanimously dismissed the Barzaga complaint. Consequently, the committee proceeded to a formal hearing on the merits of the remaining petition against Representative Barzaga. The formal investigation revealed substantial evidence that Representative Barzaga engaged in a pattern of highly disruptive, discourteous, and disorderly behavior that directly obstructed plenary sessions and desecrated parliamentary solemnity. The established infractions include, number 1, disruptive physical demeanor, repeatedly interrupting actual plenary sessions by walking around aimlessly, engaging in loud outbursts, and distracting members during crucial legislative tasks. Number 2, mockery of the leadership. On the 17th of September 2025, the respondent posted a video on his official Facebook page superimposing animated crocodiles over the former House Speaker and the Majority Leader during an official speech, pairing it with a mocking comedic tune to humiliate the leadership. Number 3, unauthorized and slanderous live broadcasts. On the 23rd and 24th of September 2025, at the height of the critical 2026 national budget deliberations, the respondent conducted unauthorized Facebook live broadcasts from the plenary floor. He used these live streams to record colleagues without consent, mock the proceedings, and make serious unparliamentary actuations live on camera. Madam Speaker, Section 4A(b) of Republic Act 6713 explicitly commands all public officials to observe professionalism as a core standard of personal conduct. The actions of the respondent fell dangerously short of this standard. His conduct undermined the collective duty of this august body to legislate with dignity and decorum. After an exhaustive, fair, and objective evaluation of the case, the committee finds respondent Representative Francisco Kiko A. Barzaga of the 4th District of Cavite to have committed disorderly behavior and demonstrated conduct unbecoming of a member of the House of Representatives by violating Section 141A and B, Rule 20 of the House Rules, and Section 4AB of Republic Act 6713, with the representative having meted with 60-day suspensions in 2 instances. The committee considers that another penalty of suspension will not likely deter the improper behavior which continuously reflects negatively on the image of the House of Representatives. Therefore, the committee approves to recommend the imposition of the most severe penalty of expulsion from office upon Representative Kiko Barsaga, pursuant to Section 16, Paragraph 3, Article 6 of the Constitution, Section 142, Rule 20 of the Rules of the House of Representatives, and Section 52B5, Rule 9 of the Committee Rules. Madam Speaker, let this report serve as a firm reminder that while opinions may differ and expressions may vary, the sanctity of the legislative process and respect for the Filipino people we represent must remain absolute. I urge my distinguished colleagues to approve this committee report. Maraming salamat po, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Edgar Erice of the 2nd District of Caloocan for his manifestation.
The Honorable Edgar Erice from the 2nd District of Caloocan City is hereby recognized for his manifestation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, our dear Majority Leader, and to the sponsor, Chairman of the Committee on Ethics. Paborito ko po si Kuli Desma. Sino ba ang tunay na baliw? Yung bang isinilang sa pag-iisip ay kapos? Osto ang isip, ngunit sakim naman na lubos. Ang mga social media posts and speeches ni Kong Kiko Barsaga na bumabatikos sa pamahalaan sa Administrasyong Marcos at iba pang opisyal ng pamahalaan kabilang na ang Kamara at Senado, gaano man ka-provocative o ka-harsh, ito ay hindi sapat na dahilan upang pagkaitan natin ng kinatawan ang daan-daang libong mamamayan ng Dasmariñas, Cavite. The House has already imposed suspensions for the same conduct. An expulsion based on substantially identical acts are excessive and disproportionate. My concern is whether expulsion would be perceived as punishment for dissent rather than on genuine disorderly behavior. A court would likely be reluctant to interfere with the House's internal disciplinary powers. However, from a constitutional law perspective, expelling a representative for criticism, harsh language, and controversial social media posts would be difficult to defend as a proportionate exercise of the expulsion power. Si Kiko Barsaga ay hindi nagnakaw sa kaban ng bayan. Si Kiko Barsaga ay walang conflict of interest di tulad ng mga contractors na iniiwasang imbestigahan ng Kamara. Si Kiko Barsaga ay hindi nagpasok ng mga kahina-hinalang alokasyon sa national budget. Si Kiko Barsaga ay dumadalo sa sesyon di tulad ng mga maraming kinatawan. Hindi mo nakikita sa plenaryo pero laging present sa attendance record ng Kamara. This is simply a tyranny of the supermajority to please those in power that were offended by Representative Kiko Barsaga. Ito ay pagpapatahimik sa mga hindi sumasang-ayon. Minsan, dumalo ako sa burol ng aking kamag-anak ng aking high school classmate. Pinakilala ko sa mga naroroon. Si Egay po, kaklase ko, congressman ng Caloocan. Hindi po buhaya yan. Matino yan. Napaisip ako. Nasabi ni Kiko Barsaga sa kanyang FB post, "This house is a crocodile farm." This is not just himself speaking. Actually, it is a reflection of what the people think and view us.
Honorable Erice, have another minute.
Sa South Lounge, sa Huntahan, hindi naman kinakaila, marami. Uusap-usap tayo. Ina-admit natin, hindi maganda ang tingin sa atin ng mamamayan after the flood control anomaly. Hindi kasalanan ni Kiko Barzaga kung buwaya at korap ang tingin ng maraming Pilipino sa atin. Hindi kasalanan ni Kiko kung mababa ang tingin sa Kongreso. Tayong lahat ay may pananagutan dito. Sa imaing ito, maraming aligasyon ng korupsyon. Yung ombudsman mismo ang nagsasabi, there are a lot of contractors dito sa Kamara, pero bakit hindi natin ito iniimbestigahan? Conflict of interest, anomalous budget and infrastructure, pork barrel, patronage politics using government funds, bundat ng mga political dynasties. Ngunit sa halip na linisin natin ang ating hanay at magbago sa ating mga gawi, pinili nating magalit, mainsulto at parusahan ng mga nagsasalita. Galit tayo, nasasaktan tayo sapagkat may kasabihan. Truth hurts. Kailangan pag-isipan natin itong mabuti. Bilog ang mundo. Papanalangin ko na huwag dumating na tayo ang magiging biktima ng kapangyarihan na ginagamit upang apihin ang malayang pagpapahayag. Ayon sa awit ni Alicia Keys, na ang title ay Karma. Karma. What goes around, comes around. What goes up, must come down. Mga ate, kuya, tatay, nanay, lolo o lola ni Kiko dito sa Kamara. Ang bata, kung nagkakamali, alam ko, hindi gaanong normal yung mga gawi ni Kiko dito sa Kamara. Pero minsan, yung bata, nakakatuwa. Pero yung mga matatanda na ayaw magbago, dapat, paalalahanin natin, dapat habang tumatanda tayo dito sa Kamara, tumitino rin tayo. Salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Rolando Valeriano of the 2nd District of Manila for his manifestation.
The Honorable Rolando M. Valeriano from the 2nd District of Manila is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mabigat na akbang ang pagpapatalsik sa isang miyembro ng House of Representatives. Kaya dapat malinaw ang dahilan at matibay ang batayan. Bilang miyembro ng National Unity Party, tumitindig ako upang suportahan ang pasya ng House Committee on Ethics and Privileges sa pagpapatalsik kay Cavite 4th District Representative Francisco Kiko A. Barzaga mula sa House of Representatives. Madam Speaker, the House of Representatives is an institution that must uphold dignity, discipline, and respect. We cannot normalize behavior that erodes the credibility of Congress and diminishes public trust in this institution. Walang masama sa pagiging kritiko, bahagi yan ng demokrasya. Maaaring batikusin ng kapwa mambabatas ang liderato ng Kamara o kahit pa Pangulo ng Republika. Basta may malinaw na batayan at sapat na ebidensya. Pero mabigat din ang responsibilidad na kaakibat ng mga akusasyon ng isang halal na opisyal. Hindi pwedeng puro paratang na walang maayos na ebidensyang inilalatag. Hindi pwedeng gawing normal ang reckless accusation at public attacks na nakakasira sa reputasyon ng mga tao at sa kredibilidad ng mga institusyon. That kind of behavior is unbecoming of a member of a Congress. Madam Speaker, records show that Congressman Barzaga became the subject of multiple cyber libel complaints arising from statements and accusations he made publicly. A Makati court eventually issued warrant of arrest for several counts of cyber libel, leading to his surrender to authorities and posting a bail. Ang korte ang magpapasya sa criminal liability. Iginagalang natin ang due process, pero may hiwalay ding obligasyon ang House of Representatives na tiyakin na ang asal ng mga miyembro nito ay naaayon sa dignidad, at standards na inaasahan ng taong bayan. This issue is also about public service. Kapag ang mababatas ay nauubos ang oras at enerhiya na walang tigil sa kontrobersya, ang pinakanalulugi rito ay tayong taong bayan. Sayang ang oras ng Kongreso, sayang ang tiwala ng publiko, sayang ang pondong inilaan para sa taong bayan. Madam Speaker, the National Unity Party believes in responsible leadership, institutional discipline, and deep respect for democratic institution. We believe that membership in the House of Representatives carries with its solemn responsibilities. Public office is not a license for personal vendettas, attention-seeking behavior, or the reckless propagation of accusation that cannot be substantiated. At certain moments in the history of Congress, this institution is called upon to send a clear and unmistakable message. And the message today is simple. The House of Representatives must uphold standard of conduct worthy of the trust, respect, and confidence of the Filipino people. Kung ang ibang kapulungan ay nagtatakipan ng kabalbalan, kailangan nating ipakita sa taong bayan na sa House of Representatives, kaya nating disiplinahin ang sarili nating hanay. For these reasons, I respectfully express my full support for the immediate expulsion of Congressman Barzaga from the House of Representatives. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Paulo Henry Marcoleta of Party List Sagip.
The
For his
Honorable
manifestation.
Paulo Henry Marcoleta from the Party List Sagip is recognized for his manifestation.
Madam Speaker, distinguished Majority Leader, esteemed colleagues, and our sponsor, isang mabiyayang gabi po sa inyong lahat. I have said this before and I will say it again. You cannot enhance the image of the House by silencing your critics. What the House needs is genuine institutional reform. Akala nyo ba ay mapapatahimik nyo si Kong Barzaga sa pagpuna sa katiwalaan ng gobyerno kung siya ay tatanggalin ninyo bilang kinatawan ng Dasmariñas City? Alam nyo naman na hindi. Wala na bang malayang pagpapahayag ng damdamin ngayon? Hindi na pwedeng sumulungat o bumatikos sa administrasyon, at kung meron man pumupuna sa kasalukuyang liderato ay kakasuhan ninyo, tatanggalin sa pwesto o ipakukulong. Saan ba nagugat ang lahat ng kasong ito? Dahil ba sa isang reels na ginawa ni Kong Miao Barzaga habang suspendido ang sesyon? O dahil tinawag niyang crocodile farm ang House of Representatives? Marami ba ang nasasaktan sa pahayag na ito? Ano ba ang matalinhagang kahulugan ng buwaya o crocodile sa kontekstong pampolitika? Matakaw, ganid sa pera at kapangyarihan, makasarili at inuuna ang sariling kapakanan bago ang kanyang nasasakupan. Hindi naman lahat ng House members ay maituturing na buwaya. Meron pa din naman matitino. When I see Kong Nonoy Defensor, I don't picture him as a buwaya. When I see Kong Ginto, Kong San Shimura, or Kong Sid Ungab, I don't regard them as crocodiles. Kapag narinig mo ang salitang buhaya at affected ka, malamang sa malamang, isa kang ang buhaya. So I humbly appeal to my colleagues, kung ikaw ay hindi buhaya at sa tingin mo ay hindi ka buhaya, I urge you to vote no on the expulsion of Kong Miao Kiko Barzaga. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Philip Conrad M. Acop of the 2nd District of Antipolo for his manifestation.
The Honorable Philip Conrad M. Acop from the 2nd District of Antipolo City is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand before this august body today, flooded by memories. It would be difficult for me not to become emotional about the matter, but I was taught to rise beyond emotions and remain as objective as I can be. Let me state that I looked up to Kong PD Barzaga. My late father, Congressman Romeo Acop, also looked up to him. I would watch them both during committee hearings and ask my father about him. He only had kind words for Kong PD. This institution lost a pillar when Kong PD left us. I stand now less for personal reasons, but more as a representative of the district who elected me into office. The very same people who have elected my parents to the same before me. I stand at this precise moment not just as a member of my family, but also as a member of the House of Representatives. I stand now echoing one of the most stated lines of my father, that with authority comes accountability. When my father died in December, our family faced both sympathy and criticism, some coming from a member of this very institution who falsely claimed that my father has left a legacy of greed and corruption, that he was hated by the very people he swore to serve, and that his death was rejoiced, and that his demise would serve as a lesson to all other congressmen. I remained silent amidst these scathing statements, praying that it would simply die down, not because it was true, but because I knew the truth. In laying our father to rest, I opted to thank those who criticized and even celebrated in his passing, stating that such would fuel our family to live and lead according to how our parents raised us. Today, with great conviction, I state to Kong Kiko Barzaga that your legacy of ineptitude, irresponsibility, and disrespect would indeed serve as a lesson to the entire Filipino people and to your colleagues in the House of Representatives that we deserve competent leaders. The House of Representatives is not a playground where whims prompt the work that we are tasked to do. The mandate of a people must never be taken for granted, much more taken less that it be sacrificed for a few seconds in the spotlight. This institution must never tolerate ineptitude, irresponsibility, and disrespect. In the end, we must hold ourselves to the highest of standards if we are to become true representatives of the people, a legacy we must all aspire to leave behind. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Isidro Ungab of the 3rd District of Davao City for his manifestation.
The Honorable Isidro Ungab is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The report recommends the gravest sanction within our power, expulsion. So I ask this chamber to pause and ask the only constitutional question that matters, not whether his conduct offended us, much of it did, not whether he was discourteous or reckless. He may well have been. The question is whether expulsion is commensurate with what he actually did. Madam Speaker, this House did not look far for the standard it has already set within its own hands. In 2024, in the 19th Congress, former Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez faced the gravest species of legislative misconduct imaginable short of treason, publicly urging the armed forces and the Philippine National Police to withdraw their support from the Commander-in-Chief, a conduct the Department of Justice was investigating as inciting to sedition. The Committee on Ethics, by unanimous vote, recommended a 60-day suspension. And yet, this plenary deliberately downgraded that penalty to mere censure, a formal reprimand on the express finding that suspension was disproportionate to the nature and context of his misconduct, the statements being emotional expressions rather than intentional calls for harm. In that act, my colleagues, this House articulated upon its own record a binding principle that the penalty must be proportioned to the true gravity and context of the offense. Measured against that benchmark, the sanction now before us is starkly inverted. Our colleague's offense consisted of incendiary and defamatory posts, conduct unbecoming, speech-based misconduct that, however distasteful, falls well below the incitement of the military to abandon their commander-in-chief. Yet for that lesser conduct, he was made to suffer not censure, but a 60-day suspension without pay, followed by a second consecutive 60-day suspension. If quasi-seditious appeals to the armed forces earned only a public reprimand, then stack suspensions for objectionable online posts cannot be reconciled with any coherent standard of proportionate discipline. They invent the very proportion of this House, they invert the very proportion of this House professed in Alvarez, and they approach the de facto disenfranchisement of an entire district for what it remains, at bottom, protective if intemperate speech. I do not rise to defend his manners. I rise to question our measure. A penalty must answer to the offense, and this one does not. It overreaches the speech it would punish. It overrides the voters who chose him. It overshoots every principle of proportion our Constitution was raised to protect. So let us discipline if discipline is due. But let us not expel, for to expel here is not to uphold the dignity of this House. It would diminish it. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield the floor.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Tobias M. Chanco of the Lone District of Navotas City for his manifestation.
The Honorable Tobias Toby M. Chanco from the Lone District of Navotas City is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes.
Yes, Madam Speaker, dear Majority Leader, and dear sponsor. First of all, I would like to clarify that I'm not making a manifestation, but I would like to interpolate the sponsor regarding the measures that he has recommended.
The Honorable Toby Chanco is recognized for his interpellation.
Before I entertain the query of the Honorable Tobias Chanco, Madam Speaker, I would like to remind the body that tonight we are deliberating a committee report pursuant to a unique constitutional power that was given to Congress, which is the power to discipline our own ranks. This is not an ordinary piece of legislation. It is actually a quasi-judicial proceeding. That being said, Madam Speaker, I would like to hear what would the queries of the Honorable Chanco be.
First of all, Madam Speaker, precisely that is the point. This is not an ordinary legislation. Hindi nga kami, kung hindi kami membro ng Committee on Ethics, hindi nga kami pwede magtanong doon. So kung hindi pa rin kami pwede magtanong dito sa plenaryo, ibig sabihin, hindi nasasagutin ng sponsor yung dahilan kung bakit kailangan isuspindi. Dapat hindi pa pwedeng manifestation lang to. Dapat sagutin nila at patunayan nakatumbas ng pagkakasala ni Kong Kiko yung ipapataw nila na parusa. Madam Speaker, kung ang ordinaryong batas ginagawa natin, pinapayagan natin tanungin doon sa period of sponsorship. Ito ay period of sponsorship, so bakit hindi pa pwedeng tanungin? Hindi nga kami nakapagtanong doon sa Committee on Ethics dahil hindi kami membro.
Madam Speaker, and with the indulgence of Representative Toby Chanco, nakalagay po mismo sa committee rules ng Committee on Ethics na maski ang non-member, maaari niyang malaman at maaari rin siyang makilahok as long as merong written request na ibinigay sa amin. As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, there was even an instance wherein independent members of this Congress were able to join the deliberations of the Committee on Ethics even without the consent. I would like to express, Madam Speaker, my willingness to answer some questions from Representative Toby Chanco. Pero tulad nga nasabi ko kanina, isa po itong quasi-judicial proceeding. Nakalagay po mismo sa rules ng Committee on Ethics and Privileges na suppletory po ang rules of court. Parang husgado po, parang hukuman po ang naging ginampanan na role ng Committee on Ethics. Kaya po kami merong deliberation ngayon na binabasa at sinusponsoran sa floor. Kaya po tayo nagkakaroon ng pagkakataon na makapag-manifest ang ating mga miyembro para mag-guide po tayo kung paano po tayo boboto. At sa pagkakataong ito, nais ko pong malaman kung ano po ang katanungan ni Representative Chanco dahil hindi ko naman po pinipigilan ang maski sinong miyembro na mag-raise ng question before the Committee on Ethics.
Madam Speaker, tama po, pwede nga po kami mag-attend ng Committee on Ethics, dumalo po ako, pero hindi kami pwede magtanong doon. Pwede lang kami mag-manifest. Ngayon, para wag na lang natin pagtalunan kung bakit gusto muna malaman yung tanong ko bago sagutin. Let us just rule on it. Pwede ba magtanong o hindi? Ayoko
Madam
naman
Speaker,
nung magtatanong ako.
I yield to questions from Representative Toby Chanco.
Okay, so number 1 po. Will the sponsor confirm that the committee report was just posted at 2:55 p.m. today and printed copies were just distributed maybe 10 minutes ago?
Madam Speaker, as a matter of fact, hindi lamang 10 minutes ago po. Kanina, naibigay po sa Committee on Rules ang committee report ng Committee on Ethics. And this matter was actually approved as early as April 28. Sa totoo lang po, Madam Speaker, ayon sa aming rules, all information pertaining to any disciplinary action against any member of the House is considered confidential. Pero kung meron po tayong miyembro dito na gustong malaman ang mga nangyayaring proceeding, malaya naman po sila na lumapit sa Committee on Ethics at magtanong. Another one po, Madam Speaker, kanina pa po na-distribute ito dahil kanina pa po ito inaprubahan ng Committee on Rules. Ang tagal po natin nag-suspend kanina, mahigit 2 oras po ata tayo nag-suspend, and I believe that is enough time for us to deliberate on this matter. As a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, I would like to even express my willingness to read the committee report in full. If that would be the request of Representative Toby Chanco, willing po akong basahin ang buong committee report ngayon.
Hindi, ang tanong ko lang po, Madam Speaker, kung kinukumpirma na 2:55 lang po unang nakita yung committee report dahil yan po ang oras ng pagka-post doon sa Viber group natin. Yun lang po ang tanong.
Madam Speaker, 3 oras na po ang nakalipas mula nung ipinost sa Viber group.
Kaya
Hindi
nga,
naman
di
po ganun
2:55,
kahaba.
di kinukonfirm
Hindi naman
lang
po
po.
ganun kahaba ang committee report para basahin. That being said, Madam Speaker, valid naman po ang katanungan at ang concern ni Representative Toby Chanco, and his manifestation would be noted and it would be considered by all of our members as we vote on this committee report.
Okay, pangalawa po, si Kong Kiko Barzaga po ba ang nakasira ng dignidad, integridad, at reputasyon ng House of Representatives? Yung pa bang sinasabi niya ang nakasira? Ibig sabihin, kahit tawagin niyang House of Crocodiles to, kung hindi naman sira yung integridad ng House, yung bang sinasabi niya ang nakasira o may mga ibang bagay na nakasira?
Para sa akin po, Madam Speaker, napakahalaga na kung titingnan natin ang ating committee report, merong specific complainant, merong specific respondent, at merong specific causes of action that are complained of. I mentioned this, Madam Speaker, in my sponsorship speech. Una, disruptive physical demeanor, repeatedly interrupting actual plenary sessions, engaging in loud outbursts, distracting members. 2, mockery of leadership, yung pag-superimpose ng animated crocodiles over members, unauthorized and slanderous live broadcast. Kung tututukan ko po ng telepono sa harapan ng mukha mo, ito po ay pinadiringgan po namin sa Committee on Ethics at ito po ang naging pasya ng aming mga miyembro na patawan po ng expulsion ang ating respondent. It should also be noted, Madam Speaker, that it doesn't happen very often in this August chamber na meron tayong miyembro na haharap sa multiple ethics complaint. Pagkatapos po masuspende ng ating respondent on 2 occasions, may kolatilya po ang committee report. Nakalagay po dyan, repetition of a similar misconduct will result to a more severe penalty. At ito po ang naging ruling ng Committee on Ethics and Privileges, and I appreciate the query of Representative Toby Chanco tsaka lahat po na ng manifest. Napakahalaga po nito na mapakinggan po natin ang bawat miyembro para mag-guide po tayo kapag papagbotohan po natin ang committee report na ito. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Agree naman po ako na may mga pagkakamali si Kong Kiko Barzaga. And even he will attest that pag nagkakamali siya, pinagsasabihan ko siya. Isang example po noon doon sa nangyari kay Kong Akop na naparusahan na po natin siya noon. The 60-day suspension meted out last time was because of what he uttered against the late Kong Akop. And I explained in my vote that time And I even told him, Kiko, dapat hindi mo ginawa yan. Kasi sa atin, sa Pilipinas, masyado ang paggalang natin para sa yumao, no? So hindi ko sinasabing wala siyang kasalanan. May mga kasalanan siya. Dapat may parusa rin sa kanya. Ang tanong lang is yung bang mga kasalanan niya na nagawa, ang tamang parusa doon o katumbas ba nun ay expulsion. Di ba? The penalty should be commensurate to the offense. So yun lang, pakipaliwanag lang kung bakit doon sa mga nasabi niyong mga kasalanan niya, dapat siyang tanggalin bilang congressman at yung mga bumoto sa kanya ay mawala yung binoto nila. Yun lang po ang aking gustong malaman. Hindi ko po sinasabi na wala po siyang kasalanan. May kasalanan po siya. Dapat may parusa din po. Pero tama bang parusa yung tanggalan siya ng posisyon o tanggalin siya sa pagiging congressman dahil dun sa mga nagawa niya?
Madam Speaker, uulitin ko lamang po ang bahagi ng aking sponsorship speech kanina. With the representative having meted with 60-day suspensions in 2 instances, the committee considers that another penalty of suspension will not likely deter the improper behavior which continuously reflects negatively on the image of the House of Representatives. Para sa kaalaman po ng ating mga miyembro, the Committee on Ethics was put in a really tough predicament because we faced multiple complaints with different causes of action pertaining to the same respondent. At the same time, maaaring magkaroon pa po ng influx of cases against the same respondent from different complainants and for different causes of action. Kaya sana po nauunawaan ng ating kasamahan sa Kongreso na hindi po simple ang trabaho ng Committee on Ethics and Privilege. We actually afforded maximum tolerance to our respondent dahil may mga okasyon pa nga po na the same day, hindi po makakadalo sa hearing, magre-reschedule kami para lang makinggan ang kanyang panig. Binigyan po namin ng pagkakataon ang ating respondent na dumalo at magpakita sa ating committee. And I share the view of Representative Janco, mahirap po ang rekomendasyon na inirekomenda ng Committee on Ethics, but I hope all of the manifestations that were given on the floor would guide all of us when we vote on this matter. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, maraming salamat po, dear sponsor. Panghuli na po, Madam Speaker, no? Alam niyo po, ito lang po ang pakiusap ko sa ating mga kasamahan dito. Ako po kasi naranasan ko na dito yung ilang beses maging independent, no? Ngayon lang ako naging parte ng majority. Yung ating kapangyarihan bilang mayorya ay ingatan po natin, gamitin natin ng maayos. Kasi baka dumating yung panahon, tayo naman ang mapunta sa pagiging independent, tayo mapunta sa minority. Doon pa lang natin mararanasan, no? At kahit tayo ay part ng majority, gusto rin naman natin tayo ay may boses, hindi pinipigilan yung ating salita. Pag tayo ay mabilis magdesisyon dito at tayo ay nagkaroon ng president na masyadong mahigpit ang parusa, pwede na tayong takutin dito na huwag na lang tayo magsalita dahil pwede tayong parusahan at doon na mawawala ang integrity ng House ng Representatives na ito kung ano pa po ang natitira dito. Yun lang po, Madam Speaker, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po, distinguished colleague. The Committee on Ethics would like to assure the entire body that our right to the freedom of expression will always be respected and it will always be upheld. And I would assure everyone that the Committee on Ethics will be impartial and judicial at all times. Maraming salamat, distinguished colleague.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Jesus Bong Suntay for his manifestation.
The Honorable Jesus Bong Suntay is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues. The question before us is not whether we approve of the sentiments expressed in his online posts. The question is whether the Constitution protects it and whether the extraordinary penalty of expulsion is justified. Article 3, Section 4 of the Constitution could not be more emphatic. No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, and of the press. The Supreme Court has consistently held that political speech and expression occupies the highest rung of constitutional protection. Such protection extends not only to speech that is agreeable, but also to speech that is controversial, provocative, offensive, and even inflammatory. The Constitution that does not merely protect speech that comforts. It also protects speech that disturbs. Totoo, may mga pahayag na hindi nakaabot sa antas ng decorum na inaasahan natin sa kapulungan ito. Ngunit ang kakulangan ng decorum ay sapat na bang basihan para i-expel si Congressman Barzaga? Has by the record, and Congressman Barzaga has by the record already been twice suspended for substantially similar social media posts. The disciplinary power of this institution has already been invoked and imposed. The House has exercised its disciplinary prerogative. The present recommendation to escalate from suspension to expulsion absent a demonstrably graver and distinct transgression invites the question, what constitutional threshold has now been crossed to warrant the severest sanction? Kung ang parehong uri ng pananalita ay dati ng pinatawan ng suspensyon, anong bagong batayan ang magtutulak sa atin ngayon sa expulsion naman? What is now being proposed is not another measure of correction, but the most severe available sanction to this chamber. And this brings us to the principle even more fundamental than the rights of the member, the right of the people. A congressman is not appointed by this House. He is elected by the sovereign will of his constituents. The authority he carries is not ours to bestow, and therefore, it should not be ours to withdraw lightly. Kapag tayo ay nag-expel ng isang miyembro, hindi lamang isang tao ang ating pinarurusahan. Ang tunay na nawawalan ay ang mga mamamayan naghalal sa kanya upang maging kanilang tinig sa Kongreso. We remove not merely a seat, we remove a representation. We diminish not merely an individual mandate, we diminish the electoral choice of thousands of citizens who entrusted him with that mandate. We silence not merely a member, we silence a district. For that reason, expulsion must remain a remedy of last resort, reserved for the conduct fundamentally that destroys the integrity of the institution itself. Expulsion is a constitutional event with direct implications on democratic representation. It must be reserved for circumstances where the members' continued presence so fundamentally impairs the integrity of the institution that no lesser remedy suffices. Ano bang ikinabawas ng Kongreso sa mga sinabi ni Kong Barzaga? Has his continued presence so fundamentally impaired the integrity, legitimacy, or functioning of the House that no lesser remedy is sufficient? Did the institution suffer a permanent injury that cannot be corrected by censure, reprimand, suspension, or public accountability? More importantly, this House must recognize that the individual who felt aggrieved by his statements have not been left without recourse. In fact, they have already availed themselves of remedies provided by law. Multiple cyber libel complaints have already been filed against Kiko Barzaga. Kung naniniwala ang mga nagrereklamo na ang kanyang mga pahayag ay lumampas sa hangganan protektado ng pananalita at naging kriminal na, meron ng umiiral na proseso upang ang mga ito ay mapatunayan. Ang prosesong iyon ay hindi nagaganap sa bulwagang ito kung hindi sa hukuman.
Honorable Bong Suntay, please wrap up.
The courts possess the competence, the procedural safeguards, and the constitutional mandate to determine whether a statement constitutes protected speech or actionable defamation. They can receive evidence, assess intent, determine liability, and impose the penalties prescribed by law. If the statements are indeed unlawful, the courts will say so. If they are protected by the Constitution, the courts will likewise say so. May nasaktan, may nagalit, may nagreklamo, ngunit ang pagkagalit o pagkainsulto, gaano man katotoo, ay hindi pakatumbas ng pagkasira ng institusyon. The Constitution demands a higher threshold before the elected representative of an entire district is removed from office. The true test of commitment to freedom is not whether we protect the voices we agree with. It is when we protect the voices we disagree with. And the true test of commitment to this representative government is whether we respect the electoral choices of the people, even if when those choices are uncomfortable. Ipagpauman ninyo po if I appear to be sympathetic to the plight of Congressman Barzaga. Minsan rin po akong nakaranas dumaan sa Ethics Committee at nanganib na masuspinde dahil sa isang analogy na aking hinayag during a committee deliberation. Nagpapasalamat ako sa ating mga kasamahan na tumayo upang ako ay hindi mapatawan ng parusang suspensyon. At gaya ng pagtayo nila para maprotektahan ng aking karapatang magsalita, ako ngayon ay tumatayo upang ipaglaban rin ang karapatan ng isa nating kasamahan dito sa Kamara. Hindi lamang para magsalita, ngunit para may pagpatuloy magsilbing boses ng kanyang distrito. Kagaya ng sinulat ni Evelyn Beatrice Hall, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Jose Pepito Alvarez of the 2nd District of Palawan for his manifestation.
The Honorable Jose Pepito Alvarez recognized for his manifestation.
Good evening, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues, mga kaibigan. I rise today para po suportahan yung findings ng Ethics Committee na tuluyan ng paalisin yan si Miao Miao dito sa Kamara. Bakit po? Habang inuusisa natin yung nangyari sa dalawang outages sa Luzon, pinatawag natin yung NGPC, Department of Energy, and para kung anong pwede natin gawin upang mapagbuti ang serbisyo ng NGPC, ito si Kiko Barzaga, nag-post sa isang post niya noong May 15, minumura lahat ng congressmen, mga putang inang mga congressmen. Pero hindi putang ina, Madam Congressman, Madam Speaker. Pusang ina. Hindi pa nakontento sa flood control, ninanakaw pa yung ating kuryente, kaya mahal ang kuryente. Itong administrasyong ito, ang ulo ng pagnanakaw ng kuryente. Nandito po yan sa cellphone ko, hindi ko lang may flash dyan. So, yung ganyang klaseng, gusto ba ninyo na manatili yung animal na yan dito? Animal in the sense na pusa daw siya. Hindi yung animal na animal siya. Hindi. Hindi ba pusa ka? O ayun, kita mo. So dapat kung maaari, maraming nagdedepensa sa kanya, hindi ko rin kayo mapigilan. Ngunit, majority po sa amin, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues sa NPC, ay sang-ayon po na patalsikin na yan at masakit ko mang sabihin, kaibigan kong matalik na kaibigan kong tatay. Kasama ko sa Natres, habang wala siya, ako nagpe-preside sa Natres. Nung linapitan ako niyan, minsan, binigyan ko ng kunting payo, ngunit mahirap talaga payuan ang animal. Hayop pusa. Paano payuan yung pusa? And kayong lahat dito, tinatawag na pusang ina. Ano kung gusto niyo, nasa cellphone ko yan. Oh, May 15. Post ni pusang inang Barzaga. Wala akong magawa. I have to endorse. Dalawang GCA po sa kongresong ito nag-i-endorso na i-expel na yan. GCA ako, GCA din yan si Abalos. So, pasensya ka na, Kiko, ikaw ay pusang ina mo rin. Kung ganyan man lang ang tawag mo sa amin, pasensyahan mo na. At kung gusto mo, may galit ka sa akin, may galit ka kay Chair Abalos, sabihin mo lang sa amin, anytime. Di ba? Para at least, huwag na tayo dito maggirian. Pero huwag mong palabasin na lahat ng congressman, linagyan mo pa ng buhaya yung post mo, na ang lahat ng congressman ay sinusuportahan.
Majority Leader.
What is the point of order?
Bakit po?
Yes, I'm raising a point of order here and a point of propriety.
Oh,
Let's not get too harsh here.
I'm just quoting
Let's
his
not
words.
get too harsh here.
Madam Speaker,
The use of the
Majority
words
Leader.
animal, the use of the words
May I ask for a minute
pusang
suspension?
ina.
I move to recognize Representative Robert Nasal of BH Party List for his manifestation.
The Honorable Robert Nasal is recognized for his manifestation. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I respectfully rise today not to defend every word, statement, or act attributed to Representative Kiko Barzaga, but to uphold a principle that must remain central to the exercise of disciplinary power in this chamber: fairness. Hindi po ako tumitindig upang sabihin na walang pananagutan ang sinumang miyembro ng kapulungang ito. Hindi rin po ako naririto upang ipasawalang bahala ang anumang kilos o pahayag na maaring ituring na hindi nararapat sa isang halal na opisyal. Public office demands dignity, restraint, and respect for this institution and for the people we serve. Ngunit, ang mahalagang tanong sa harap natin ngayon ay ito: ang parusa ba ay naaayon sa bigat na ginawa? Is the penalty being proposed commensurate to the act complained of? Mr. Speaker, expulsion is the gravest penalty of this House. This House can impose upon one of its members. Ito po ang pinakamabigat, pinakamatindi, at halos hindi na maibabalik na kaparusahan. It is not a mere reprimand. It is not censure. It is not suspension. It is the complete removal of an elected representative from the seat entrusted to him by the people. Dahil dito, ang expulsion ay hindi dapat ginagamit ng basta-basta. It must be reserved only for the most extreme of cases, for acts so grave and so incompatible with public office that no lesser penalty would be sufficient. In this case, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, while there may be matters that deserve scrutiny, criticism, or even sanction, I respectfully submit that expulsion is not commensurate to the act complained of. Sobra po ang parusang pagpapatalsik. It is disproportionate. It is excessive. It goes beyond what fairness and justice require. Ang ating tungkulin bilang mga miyembro ng kapulungang ito ay hindi lamang magparusa. Our duty is to ensure that punishment, when imposed, is fair, measured, and proportionate. Kung may mga pagkukulang, dapat may pananagutan. Ngunit ang pananagutan ay hindi dapat maging labis, hindi dapat maging padalos-dalos, at hindi dapat lumampas sa bigat ng mismong pagkakasala. Madam Speaker, a democratic institution is not strengthened by the severity of its punishment. It is strengthened by the fairness of its judgment. Pinatitibay natin ang institusyong ito hindi sa pamamagitan ng pinakamabigat na parusa, kundi sa pamamagitan ng patas, mahinahon, at makatarungang paglalapat ng ating mga patakaran. We must also remember that expulsion does not affect only the member concerned. It affects the people who elected him. Ang pagpapatalsik sa isang kinatawan ay hindi lamang usapin ng disiplina laban sa isang tao. Ito ay may direktang epekto sa mga mamamayang nagbigay sa kanya ng mandato. When we expel a member, we also deprive his constituents of the representative they chose through the ballot. The people of his district exercise their democratic right. Sila ang pumili, sila ang nagtiwala, sila ang nagbigay ng mandato. For this House to overturn that mandate through expulsion, the reason must be compelling, unmistakable, and of the highest order. Sa kasong ito, may seryosong usapin, ngunit hindi umaabot sa antas ng pagwawalang bisa sa pasya ng mga botante. Madam Speaker, fairness also requires consistency. Hindi maaring ang pamantayan natin ngayon ay mas mabigat kaysa sa pamantayang ginamit natin noon sa ibang mga kaso. This chamber has previously dealt with allegations of improper or disorderly conduct without resorting to expulsion.
Honorable Nasal, please wrap up.
In the case of former Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez, the House addressed allegations of disorderly behavior and statements considered injurious to the dignity of the institution. Gayunman, ang naging kaparusahan natin ay censure, hindi expulsion. The House then recognized that discipline must be proportionate to the act. Kung noon ay pinairal natin ang moderation, proportionality, and restraint. Dapat ganun din ang pairali natin ngayon. The credibility of this institution depends on the consistent application of its rules. Kapag ang parusa ay pabago-bago, depende sa tao, panahon o politika, nawawala ang tiwala sa proseso. Madam Speaker, this manifestation is not about defending misconduct. It is about defending fairness. Hindi ito pagtatanggol sa anumang pagkakamali. Ito ay paninindigan ng anumang parusa ay dapat tama, makatarungan at naayon sa bigat ng ginawa. There are other available sanctions if this House finds the discipline is warranted. May reprimand, may censure, may suspension. These remedies exist precisely because not every misconduct deserves the ultimate penalty of expulsion. Hindi lahat ng pagkukulang ay dapat humantong sa pinakamabigat na kaparusahan. We must be careful not to transform expulsion into an ordinary disciplinary tool. Dapat nating ingatan na ang expulsion ay hindi maging karaniwang sandata sa mga alitan, hindi pagkakasundo o matinding batikos. If we impose the harshest penalty where a lesser sanction would suffice, we set a precedent that may one day be used against any member of this House. Today, the matter involves Representative Kiko Barzaga. Bukas, maaring ibang miyembro na naman. That is why our standard must not be emotion, it must not be pressure, it must not be politics, our standard must be fairness. Madam Speaker, let this chamber show that it can discipline without being excessive. Let us show that we can hold members accountable without disregarding proportionality. Ipakita natin na kaya ng kapulungang ito na magpatupad ng pananagutan nang hindi isinasakripisyo ang katarungan. For these reasons, I respectfully manifest that the proposed penalty of expulsion is not commensurate to the acts complained of. It is too severe, it is too disproportionate, at hindi ito ang makatarungang tugon sa pangyayaring nasa harap natin. Let fairness prevail. Pairali natin ang katarungan, proporsyonalidad, due process, at paggalang sa mandatong ibinigay ng taong bayan. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Richard Gomez of the 4th District of Leyte for his manifestation.
The Honorable Richard Gomez is recognized for his manifestation.
Madam Speaker, doon kanina kinanta ni Congressman Erice, sino ang tunay na baliw? Posibleng baliw. Pero tayo ba ay nasasaktan sa mga ginawa niya? Noong naglabas siya ng video at nagsabi na tayo mga buhaya, a few days after that, I talked to him. Sinabi ko sa kanya, huwag kang maglabas ng ganyan. Huwag mo sabihin na tayong lahat ay buhaya dahil ikaw ay isa ring congressman. Yan sabi mo rin na buhaya ka. Ngayon, paano yung mas mabigat na mga nakasira talaga ng imahe natin? Yung mga talagang nagnakaw. Yung rason kung bakit tayo tinatawag na congressman ngayon. Na tayo daw ay nagnanakaw sa mga flood control programs. Yung bang mga baseless accusations kung bakit tayo ay sinasabing merong maleta na binigyan ng 20 million pesos. Dear colleagues, si Kiko ay binoto ng mga taga Cavite sa distrito niya. Hayaan natin na sila ang magtanggal sa kanya by not voting for him in the coming elections. Dear colleagues, let us examine ourselves. Tayo ba ay talagang napakalinis? Tayo ba ay hindi rin baliw pa minsan-minsan? Meron din naman tayong mga colleagues dito na gumagamit ng social media. Kung ano-ano sinasabi sa atin. Minumura rin tayo paminsan-minsan. Diba? Discipline him. Reprimand him. Suspend him as much as you want. But for us to take him out, let us not put this action of expulsion in our own hands. Let the people of Cavite in his district decide for him and not us for these reasons.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to adopt the findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report number 298 and pursuant to our rules, direct the Secretary General to read the title of the committee report and thereafter call the roll of members for nominal voting.
There is a
Parliamentary
motion.
inquiry, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
What is
May we know how many votes is needed to expel our colleague?
212 votes or 2/3 of the members are required?
And they should be in warm bodies?
Yes, Madam Chair. Warm bodies and the roll will be called, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, may I request for a roll call so that we may know? Because I've been counting the representatives here and ang bilang ko lang po 160. And kung 2/3 po, 212 ang kailangan po natin para makaboto. Kaya po, at gusto ko rin po sana hilingin during the roll call, to be fair to Congressman Kiko Barsaga, baka po pwedeng mag-watcher po. May watcher dun sa...
Majority Leader.
Madam Chair, I would just like to reiterate that the motion is for the Secretary General to call the roll of members for nominal voting.
There's a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report Number 298. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is hereby directed to call the roll of members for nominal voting.
Madam Chair, I have a...
Please proceed, Secretary General.
Madam Chair, may we know... May
CR 298,
to be
regular
fair,
case
to
number
be fair to Congressman Kiko Barsaga, we are all
and
only 160
SC-2025-07.
here. So we
The
need
Secretary is
Findings and
directed
recommendations
to
of the Committee on the Matter of
continue with the
Representation
nominal
A.
voting.
Barzaga.
representative there. I'm volunteering myself.
Roll call of members.
Madam Chair, it started already. We cannot interrupt
Abalos.
it. We must proceed.
Abante.
Secretary, please proceed. With 265 members voting in the affirmative, 14 in the negative, and 8 abstentions, the findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report Number 298 are hereby adopted.
Madam Chair, point of
Representative
order.
Barsaga is hereby notified of the action taken by the House on Committee Report Number 298. Majority
Speaker.
Leader.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
I move to recognize Representative Marcelino C. Libanan, Minority Floor Leader.
Madam Speaker, Mr. Majority Floor Leader, a point of
Majority
order is
Leader.
the second highest
Majority Leader.
Motion to suspend.
Session
motion.
suspended.
So,
May we recognize Representative Jesus Bong Sintay for his vote explanation.
The Honorable Bong Suntay is recognized for his vote explanation. You have 3 minutes.
no, Madam Chair, I would no longer explain my vote. I already made the manifestation earlier. I just have a point of order which I want to clarify.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, may we recognize Representative Tobias Toby Tiangco from the Lone District of Navotas City. So moved, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Tobias Toby M. Chanco is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Madam Speaker, dear colleagues, I voted no not because I'm defending Kong Kiko Barsaga. No? Tulad ng sinabi ko, mga kasalanan siya na dapat natin bigyan ng penalty o dapat natin parusahan. Ngunit ang tingin ko, yung parusang ibinigay natin na pagtanggal sa kanya dito sa kanyang bilang congressman ay masyadong sobra doon sa ginawa niyang mga pagkukulang. No? Pangalawa po, hindi lang po siya yung tinanggal natin, tinanggalan po natin na representante ang mga bumoto sa kanya. No? Pangatlo po, yung sinasabi natin na sinisira yung imahe ng House, hindi naman po siya yung nakakasira. Ang nakasira po talaga sa imahe ng House, bago pa man siya magsalita, bago pa man siya mag-vlog, talagang yung corruption issue dito ng ilang miyembro tungkol doon sa pagbebenta ng budget. No? So nakakalungkot lang na si Kiko ay tinanggal natin, pero yung ibang alam natin na gumawa ng corruption dito ay hindi man lang natin mabanggit. At panghuli po, yung kanyang mga ginawang kasalanan na ang basihan ay social media, may para naman po para siya ay mapanagot at siya ay makasuhan ng cyber libel. So mas maganda po sana kung ang hukuman na lang ang magdidesisyon dito para wala pong halong politika. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Paulo Henry M. Marcoleta from Party List Sagip.
The
So moved.
Honorable Paulo Henry Marcoleta is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I rise today not simply to defend statements and actions made by my colleague, Representative Barsaga. I rise for a far more important reason, to defend the integrity of representative democracy, due process, and free speech. The question before us is whether this House should exercise its gravest disciplinary power, which is the expulsion of a duly elected member of Congress and thereby disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of Caviteños who sent him here to represent them. On that question, my vote is a clear and unequivocal no. The seats you occupy as representatives of the people belong to the sovereign Filipino people who elected us. The seat occupied by Representative Barsaga belongs to the people of Cavite. The power to expel a member does not merely punish an individual. Inevitably, it collectively restricts the participation of the constituency and overrides the sovereign judgment of voters. We substitute our collective will for theirs. Ang expulsion ay nakalaan bilang sa mga pinakamabigat na aksyon laban sa isang kinatawan. Ito ay ipinapataw para sa mga kinatawan na sa tingin ng Kamara ay hindi na maaari maglingkod dahil sa malulubhang sanhi. Ang pag-post sa social media, ang pagkakaroon ng unconventional conduct, ang pagpuna sa Kongreso, ang pagkilos at pananalita kagaya ng isang pusa, ang mga ito ay malayo sa dapat na dinidisiplina ng expulsion. Corruption, criminal misconduct, betrayal of public trust, or actions that directly threaten the institution itself. Madam Speaker, if disagreeable speech, criticism of Congress, and unconventional behavior are now grounds for expulsion, we are creating a dangerous precedent that contradicts lawful protections offered to all our citizens. The remedy to undesirable speech is more speech, healthy debates, and meaningful discourse, not political persecution. If, for the sake of argument, we agree that the speech of Representative Barsaga continues to merit penalties, expulsion is a far too burdensome penalty for the acts to be punished. The purpose of discipline is to preserve the orderly functioning of the institution. If every repeat offender is automatically expelled, then expulsion ceases to be an extraordinary remedy and becomes an instrument of political control. This is a dangerous precedent for all the representatives of this chamber. Madam Speaker, democracy operates to protect both the ally and the opponent so that each one may come before the table to discuss common ground and resolve differences. Democracy requires precisely that discipline. Representative Barsaga may be unconventional. He may be provocative. He may even be wrong. But none of those are sufficient grounds to nullify the mandate entrusted to him by the people. If his constituents believe he has failed them, the people possess enforceable democratic remedies. The voters elected him. The voters can remove him. That judgment belongs first and foremost to the people, not to us. For these reasons, and in defense of representative democracy, constitutional liberty, due process, proportionality, and the sovereign will of the electorate, I respectfully register my vote against the proposed expulsion of Representative Barsaga. I vote no. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Elijah R. San Fernando from Party List Kamanggagawa.
The Honorable Elijah San Fernando is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Madam Speaker, mga kasama, ang Kamanggagawa ay tumitindig upang irehistro ang aming pagtutol sa desisyong patalsikin sa pwesto si Representative Kiko Barzaga. This House has made a huge mistake today, and it must now reckon with a dangerous precedent the majority has created. Pasaway, walang modo, raskal, ganito po ilarawan ng marami si Representative Barzaga. Nakasisira sa imahe at reputasyon ng Kamara ang kanyang mga ginagawa, kaya marapat lamang daw na siya ay patalsikin. Pero kung ang pagprotekta sa kaayusan at prestihiyo ng Kamara ang pamantayan, may mga tanong po ang kinatawang ito. Ilang beses na ba tayong nakakita at nakasaksi ng mga mambabatas na nagbabatuhan ng personal na insulto? Ilan na bang mga kagalang-galang na miyembro ng Kamara ang humarap o nasangkot sa mga graft and corruption scandal at iba pang mga kontrobersya? We are reminded, public officials shall lead modest lives and that we shall not indulge ourselves in extravagant or ostentatious display of wealth in any form. How many members of this House have violated this ethical standard? And yet, the House did not expel them. At ngayon, inaangat ng Kongreso ang kaso ni Representative Barzaga na ang sentro ay social media posts, political insults, parliamentary misconduct sa antas ng expellable offense. At the heart of this question is democracy itself. In deciding that the duly elected Representative Barzaga must be expelled, we are disenfranchising 160,000 voters who have selected him to serve them. Tinanong ba natin sila kung hindi na niya nagagampanan ang kanyang tungkulin? Inonsulta ba natin ang mga mamamayan ng Dasmariñas kung sang-ayon silang alisan ng boses sa kongresong ito? Hindi ba malinaw sa mga kapwa mambabatas na nakikita ng mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino ang ating pagmamadaling sipain si Representative Kiko habang pinapalampas naman natin ang kagimbal-gimbal na problema ng korupsyon? Let us be clear, ang usapin na ito ay hindi kung tama o mali si Representative Barzaga. Hindi kung siya ba ay dapat punahin, parusahan o isuspend. Ang tunay na tanong, handa ba tayong magtakda ng bagong pamantayan na ang offensive speech, ang pagiging pasaway o ang parliamentary misconduct ay katumbas na ng pinakamabigat na parusa na kaya nating ibigay? If the majority's decision becomes the new standard, then the question is no longer why Kiko Barzaga is being expelled. The question is why so many others before him were not. Ngayon, maaaring ang nasa kapangyarihan ang nagtatakda ng pamantayan. You might be overjoyed at the act of punishing Representative Barzaga, but power is not permanent, Madam Speaker. Bilog ang mundo. Darating ang panahon na ang ginawa ng Kongresong ito kay Representative Barzaga ay maaari ring maipataw sa kahit sino man sa atin. Today's decision of the House would forever be a stain on this institution. Maraming salamat po, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Robert Nasal from Party List BH.
The Honorable Robert Nasal is recognized. You have 3 minutes.
Madam Speaker, since I've already manifested earlier, I would just like to submit my explanation of no vote.